Good morning, everyone. Planet Pikachu shall be Billionaire. I'm back with an update for you regarding the lawsuit, what things are going down in 808. But I start the CPA class, CPA class today, which is the Civilian Police Academy. Yep, yours true, Mahoney, been making noises, of course. Pikachu's Air Force veteran, which people forget, already been through war, started the Air Force when I was 17, and now we're back. Now, way older than that, more than double, and now to address a lot of things that's going down that's wrong in this world. Now, what I did the lawsuit for was to prove that the ballot is unconstitutional. Article 2, Section 4. That's what the complaint's about. Here is the ballot, and you guys seen it like last time. And so we did these numbers yesterday, right, to show you the ballot, because I didn't turn it in. And this is your first time watching it. This is what we're complaining about. The first instructions is unconstitutional because it forces you to choose a party which breaks the Constitution made in Article 2, Section 4 in black and white. I didn't write the law. This law was made before me. This is when all you Democrats changed the Constitutional Convention, your con, that means Hirona talks about all the time. And you guys changed the law, but you don't follow the law, and that's a problem. And now, we filed the complaint and lawsuit, and I let the Office of Elections know many times for the past years that they're going to be sued. They got sued by my friends Painkillers, Wallen Christian, Ralph Cushney, and a whole lot more other people. How they're dismissing us. We're having our Elections Commission's meeting, and they will just dismiss it. So I am going to email the Elections Commissioners again. We don't have a meeting, and we don't have a chair, and that's how they're being us. So we can't have any meetings to address any of these issues, which is why we're in the Supreme Court for this case. So they did file some motions to dismiss, but we caught them in what they're trying to do. So after I filmed this video yesterday, showing you the numbers, so this is report 3. This was the latest report yesterday morning, even when I discussed it. That's why it's still on report 3. And they said this was printed at 8/9. Oh, you see the number there, 1441, 614. My numbers here, I want to thank everyone who was the 11,418 people. The blank was 346. Apparently, this is all wrong. It's all false. It's not true. Even though I filmed it yesterday, I put it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and to a level TV to cover my call. I already sent up the video. However, the problem is I got a motion to dismiss from the Office of Elections. And so this is the whole Jeff's case. You guys are going to watch this later on today. SCEC 2600571. You're getting the in-depth look of my own Jeff's account. This is my first lawsuit. And this is Sierra Charlie Echo Charlie 2640571 to look up my case. So you can see the defendant is State of Hawaii Chief Election Officer. They got 2 attorneys initially, Niche Tolan and Arando Nishiyama, Nihonjin. So if they're going to give me a Japanese attorney for offense or defense, I'm going to ask for a Japanese translator for court. The defendant is Scott Nago. So we have 2 defendants, the Office of Elections, who I sued, and Scott Nago. And I summoned them. The plaintiff is me, Shelby Billionaire. Now, after we filmed the video yesterday, what's strange is that I don't know who Jung Min Lee is, Aaron H. Schulaner. So they added 2 more attorneys yesterday after we filmed the video. Why did they do this? So we're going to scroll down and break this down. So in the Jeff system, this is what I found. CMP, code name for complaint by Shelby Pikachu Billionaire. Yes, Pikachu did sue them. Yes, Pikachu is in the Supreme Court. Notice of electrifying, and yes, this is the summons, and the Supreme Court did the summons for me. I didn't have to do the summons. We did the electronic filing and sent it out. Here's my payment. I told you it's only $165 to take them to court, people. That's why I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to die. I've already been to war. And if you watch Green Lanterns, or Lanterns, are you afraid? The answer is no. I paid it out of my friends at Shelby Billionaire account. They gave me a judge. Who did they assign me? Sub-judge assigning the Honorable Clyde J. Wadsworth to sit at the Justices of the Supreme Court due to a vacancy. So he's appointed by Kermit the Frog. That was David Egan. Yeah, Kermit. And so he'll be there, and it says Honorable. So Honorable Clyde J. Wadsworth. They have 4 attorneys against little old me, and they just added these 2. So I'm going to ask for a translator in Olelo, Hawaii, and looks like Jungmin Korean. 안녕하세요. 한국습니까? 잘만해요? I'm going to ask for a Korean translator and Nishiyama. Sumimasen, Nihongo onegaishimasu. Kono bunka wakaranai kara. I'm going to ask for a Japanese translator, Korean translator, and a Hawaiian translator. Because you all know the law, and the state of Hawaii recognizes Olelo Hawaii and English. Even though I can speak English, I'm Hawaiian. I'm complaining about OHA and how you guys rigged the ballot. It's unconstitutional, and I want someone who speaks Olelo Hawaii. And if you don't, that's not my problem. You didn't graduate all your degrees and are illiterate to my language in the Kingdom of the Hawaiian Islands. It's going to keep on. I can't wait to go to court, because I'm going to ask for the translators. Now I'm going back. So when we did this, they said they were going to mail me the documents. Did not mail me jack in the crack, guys. We put the P.O. box, and we did not get anything. That's why we went to the Jeff system to do it electronically, because they were trying to jerk me around, did not give me no paperwork. So I called, and it took me past Hurricane Lala to finally get this Jeff system open, which was yesterday, I believe. So we did the electronic filing. This is a return of service. So this is mini stuff. This is electronic filing, and this is all on my end. This is what they filed after we did the video yesterday. The motion to dismiss, defendant's motion to dismiss on the judgment based on exhibits. Don't worry, I have a counter. They're talking about we were like leches and stuff like that. So this is their electronic filing. And then I filed something last night. And it says the timestamp at 6:45. This part is important. August 18th. You're going to remember this date, folks. I filed this right here to counter this. But when we went on the Office of Elections last night, and we're going to start from the beginning. So you go to the page, because you couldn't find this yesterday until late at night. You're going to go primary election, click statewide summary. What do you see? The final report. Oh my God, folks, really? When did this come out? When did they say? I know it came out last night. Wasn't there the day before? Wasn't there Hurricane Lala? Saturday, Sunday, Monday? No. So here's how we found it. What does it say, folks? 8/14/2026 at 6:33 p.m. Did any of you see this final report on 8/14? Today is 8/19. No, this only came out last night. You might have printed it, but you didn't distribute it to anyone in the Hawaiian Islands, the state of Hawaii, or any of the candidates, because all the numbers are off. Everything I have in this lawsuit is wrong, because the numbers and reports are wrong. They did not give us an accurate report until right now after the complaint. So we're going to scroll down, and y'all can recheck your numbers, because the numbers are different. I'm not going to go through all your stuff again. You guys are all old enough. So if you look at the OHA At-Large Trustees, and you look at my number again. So, Report 3, you can all see Report 3 in the lawsuit, which everyone had this whole time as a recent one. Shelby Billionaire got 11,418 votes, but the one in the final report is 11,458. There's a difference. You look at the blank votes. Blank votes here, 346,351. This one has 347,337. So we still have more blank votes than the entire people who voted in Hawaii. Right here, the total turnout was 281,000. So it's telling the world, the court, that most people do not want to vote for OHA because 99% of them are not Hawaiian. And they want us Hawaiians to be able to manage our own stuff. But when you force people to break the law and choose a party right here, and if step 2 is unqualified, if N cannot go into D, D cannot go to L, G cannot go for R, and vice versa, then why does everyone D, G, L, R get to vote for N? This is a nonpartisan race. N should only stay with N. That's your logic. But your instruction says you are eligible for that. Just because you say that doesn't make it lawful. This is not higher than the Constitution of Hawaii or the United States. This is Article 2, Section 4 of your own Constitution, black and white, page 22 of the lawsuit and my complaint, which I told you I was going to sue you. I warned you all in all the Elections Commission for all these years for multiple hours, and you've been avoiding us like the plague. You avoid Ralph Kushney, you avoid Carl Dix, you avoid Keone Payton, you avoid Wallen Christian, and I know you're avoiding me because you can't even answer my emails to the elections commissioners because nobody's there, nor the chairs. But the commissioners get the meetings, emails maybe, or they don't because there's no chair. And that's why I know I can smell it because I filed this August 12th. When did this report come out today? It did not come out today. It says on the 14th. That's lies. It's blatant lies. So let's go do some digging. Let's find Kurt Favela's race, right? Since we're already digging in, we got some interest people, you guys finally waking up. See, now they had to change it and match it, the 12-12 to the 12-12, 3-3-3. Magically, they have the same. But the problem is, you're going to have Marcus Owens. Look at the numbers here, 3,716 versus blank votes, 1,339. So more than likely, the Democrats are sweeping. They're sweeping Florida, Ohio, Dearborn, Michigan. They're sweeping the state side because they're going to overthrow all the Republicans due to Donald Trump's stupidness, the wars, your blatant pedophilia, all you're talking about business. You just bullshit people. It doesn't matter your elephant or donkey. But the donkeys here, the Democrats, that's your Amakua, so don't get all offensive. I didn't make your Amakua the donkey. I didn't make the Amakua an elephant. And that's why Pikachu does not get behind a donkey because they'll kick me in the nuts. I do not get in front of an elephant because they'll smash me down. I ride an elephant and I ride a donkey. That's why I'm a Pikachu. But if you look at these numbers here, the Democrats are going to beat Bob. Yeah, these numbers, 24, 27, they have more Democrats in the district. So sorry, but you're probably going to lose. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to lose. A lot of people in the R's are going to lose badly. I can smell it. Why? How do I know? I have an A+ in statistics. I have my master's degree as well. Look at the numbers, folks. I have more blank votes than the total turnout. What is the total mail-in? 274,000 out of 281,000. How do we lose? Because it's by mail-in. Now, who has the biggest votes? 210,000. That's the Democrat Party, the donkeys. Green Party only has 1,000. Love what they fight for, but not enough. Libertarian Party, they're the third largest national party in the United States, but they don't do jack and a crack in Hawaii because the leader is Austin Martin, who stole the money and laundered the money. When I was with Carl Dix, we were in the Libertarian, we were representatives, so we fought the chair. Carl Dix helped him get that chair position right where he's at today, with his goofy hair in hilo, acting like a bum, like he's known everything. I'm an officer election observer, talking all that smack. Well, I'm still the chairman of the Ohana Unity Party. I'm still the chairman, and I started the party to counter this. Do you see why I try to get all of you to sign up free? Did you want to sign up? We only had like 300, but that's not enough. To start a party, you need 10% of the votes. We didn't clear 900. Even if I had 900, it's still not enough. This is the third largest party in the United States of America, folks. Yeah, all 50 states. They have 412 people here. Nonpartisan, 5,000 people. Click that. Republican, 47,000. That's why they have such strong movement. No party selected, 9,600. That's almost double the people. So that means 9,000 people realized this is unconstitutional. They did not choose a single party. They did not break the law. But everyone crossed lines. You broke the law, and the ballot's unconstitutional. Pikachu, what do you mean? Remember when Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, women were allowed to vote. So were people of color. Being black, brown, whatever. If you weren't white, it wasn't right. Rosa Parks had to sit in the back of the bus. Women couldn't vote, and colored people got discriminated. That was the law back then. Was it unconstitutional? Yes. Is it still unconstitutional? Yes. Did I write the law? No. Am I interpreting the law? No. It's not black and white in your own constitution, you adults. Remember, we all got in trouble as kids, and we all had to face the judge before. And when you explain, I didn't know, the judge will always tell you, ignorance of the law does not excuse you of the law. And I'm telling you the same thing. Ignorance of the law doesn't excuse you of the law. I didn't write the laws. Now, who's going to enforce the laws? And that's where we're having problems, because you can't enforce POTUS. You started a war with no congressional approval. The ships are losing. No more toilet paper, no water, no food. Same thing by China. They stopped in the Philippines. Same thing in Iran. And they're going to have mutiny. Because if you can't handle the ships like I warned you all from before, don't vote for the pedophile. Don't for the guy who has heel spurs, ran away from Vietnam. You just fell in love with the Trump apprentice. Bullshit. He's cheating on his wife with some heart chick, some other blonde bimbo, and Melania's nowhere to be seen. So where's the accountability, folks? And that's why I have to put my money where my mouth is and show you guys what's going on. Because why did this change all of a sudden? I can tell you why it changed. Because I sued them. And they have to figure out a way to counter me. So we're going to go back to the GIFs. So this is what I filed last night. Remember, this is at 6:45 p.m. When you look at their timestamp, it was like 6:33, they allegedly said. And this is only last night, folks. Yeah, we're in the next morning because I don't want to all harp on it. I had to verify it. But yeah, now they magically want to tell everybody, oh, this came out on 8/14. You might have printed it back somewhere else in the back office, but you didn't give it to the public. And so their counter arguments, I have a counter for the arguments on it, folks. Yeah, you can see the difference. Because here's the original video I made yesterday. If you guys weren't there, it's on YouTube. So it's the same thing. See, the same thing, the same lawsuits, right? We're going over the numbers, all right? So I'm going to email this to the elections commissioners. I'm going to email them lawsuits. So here's my counter to all of them. So their motion to dismiss was about 4 exhibits. So my jurisdiction, they're saying I did not do stuff to file early enough when they gave out the ballot samples. Why didn't I sue them? Well, the counter is the state wants the court to punish a candidate for filing after the election, after official results were published, simply because the state later kept counting cured ballots and printed a final report at 6:30, allegedly, because we didn't get it. This is not how the statute works. See? HRS 11-173.5 measures the filing window from election itself. By August 12th, the election had occurred. Statewide results, including OHA total and the massive blank count, were already public. An advance order was known. The state cannot create a moving target, keep the public website on report for 3 days, then claim the real jurisdictional clock only started when they finally swapped the PDF. The continuous video and declaration already proved the public page was still serving the August 9th report on August 18th. True. This discrepancy is not on them, not on the candidate who relied on the numbers the state itself was publishing. Demand they explain exactly when candidates and public could really access the final report. Yesterday. If they cannot cleanly answer, their jurisdiction argument collapses. Yeah, they messed up, and I caught you. So they're saying no actual information of error is sufficient to change the result. So my counter, the state pretends the only evidence is speculation. That is false. We have official blank rates stuck at 41.2% even after the final count, which we just went over. It's 337 blank OHA voting opportunities. That's more than the total state of Hawaii combined, mail-in and walk-in. A ballot that first forces every voter to pick one political preference and then warns voters for another political preference will not be counted. That's unconstitutional and discriminatory. Because you don't do this for the general, you only do it for the primary to weed out everybody else, your opponents. Only later on the reverse side, a quieter sentence saying OHA is available to everyone. This is not an abstract theory. This is concrete, documented ballot mechanism that creates exactly the practical confusion that produces massive undervotes in the nonpartisan contest on purpose. This is to suppress OHA. The numbers are not decorative. 2,000 votes, flipped 6th place, roughly 5.4% of the blanks closed the entire gap with advanced lasting seat. So if only 5% of the votes change in OHA to any candidate, you'd be boosted up. The state's own final report increased the blank total. The capacity to change the outcome is proven by the state's own data. The court does not need a confession from every blank voter. It needs to recognize that a ballot designing 40% blank rate in a high-profile statewide race is not normal. It is not immune from scrutiny. So Dix has set a precedent, Carl Dix. So Dix was a pre-results challenge. This case is post-results with a documented 41.2% blank rate and a measurable advancement margin. The ballot language is similar, but the real-world effect is now proven by the official count. The state cannot hide behind a 2024 decision that never had to confront actual election data, showing this exact design correlate with hundreds of thousands of blank OHA votes. The court is not bound to ignore the empirical record that now exists. Evidence. So they call this latches. Okay, you guys got to Google that term. Latches does not require a candidate to predict the future. On June 5th, the ballot proof existed, but the 41.2% blank rate, the final vote totals, and the 6th place margin did not. This claim is not merely the ballot looking confusing. The claim is that this specific design in actual operation produced a result that raises serious questions about whether the will of the voters was fully expressed in the OHA contest. Facts that only come into existence after the election cannot be used to bear the very challenge those facts support. So pretty much it's saying, when we got this ballot in earlier, I should have sued them. But obviously, I didn't think they were going to rig the election. But now we can prove that it's very confusing to the public. And it shows in the blank rate, because we have more blank votes than the total voters in the state of Hawaii. The final report proved nothing's changed. So this is all Scott Nago stuff, because that's their motion dismissed. So my counter then is the final report actually strengthens the point. Blanks went up. Percentage stayed locked at 41.2% and the gap remained massive. The state's own later number confirmed the scale of undervote rather than erase it. Combined with the public website still showing report 3 days later, the court has a live factual dispute about when the final results were truly available. Yesterday, and whether the process was as clean and complete as the motion claims. Hell no, because it's still confusing the folks. Now here's the overall. The state is asking the court to rubber stamp a primary in which more than 40% of the voting opportunities in a major statewide nonpartisan were left blank, under a ballot that first locks voters into a partisan preference, which breaks the Constitution of Hawaii 1978, Article 2, Section 4, and then tells them voters votes outside the province will not be counted. That is not a technicality. That is a serious question about whether the election process for OHA At-Large Trustee was fair and clear. Hell no. The court has the power and the duty under HRS 11-172 and HRS 11-173.5 to examine on the actual record, not to dismiss it because the state prefers the numbers stay unexamined. Boom. So yes, so I do have a counter to their motion to dismiss, which I just read to you all. Now, did I file that yet? No, I already filed paperwork yesterday to answer to their motion to dismiss. But because they're creating this ha, and obviously this is a lie. That's what it says they printed, but we never got this, as you've seen the whole explanation. Did you guys know this came out last night? We definitely get it. We didn't get it on the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and it's late on the 18th. Even in the morning when I filmed the first video, it wasn't out. Look at that. You smell it now? I smell it. I know you can smell it. You can see why we're losing. I'm just proving why it's confusing, hard, and it's unconstitutional. So I'm going to close this out for you guys. The Jeff system's still on. They don't know how to respond. And this is just for everyone to see. So this is the same thing, but when you want to add documents, so all I do is add. So the next motion I do, log in. So you log in, you go to manage cases, type in the case, SCEC-26-1234571. Oh, it's auto type. Search. So you guys can see my case. Boom. So same thing. Remember, these two attorneys are new. They got added on yesterday. And so this is the same thing, but these are all the documents. So everything you have here, because now that I filed the lawsuit, I don't have to pay more. I can download all the documents here. And I upload them here. So if you want to add a document, you already have the case. You click your category. So if you want to do a memorandum, document type, memorandum in opposition to their motion to dismiss, a response to motion to dismiss, filed the party would be me. Push the green button, add it on, then you choose the file, and then you upload. So that's how I would file a memorandum in opposition, just like that. What I told you, because I use AI, and AI gave me the answer to counter them. Now, did we file that paperwork yet? No, because I know it, you know it. Because now the judge has to follow the law. I didn't write the law. Look what it says. The court has the power and the duty under HRS 11-172 and 11-173.5 to examine the actual record. When did the public actually get the results? They did not get it on 8/14/2026 at 6:33:41 p.m. I double dare you to call Kurt Favela, Sheila Maderos, Kanani Susan, all those people that were waiting. Because there's extra numbers in everyone's race. You can see Trisha Nakamitsu is going to challenge Walling Christian. You know, so everyone's going to have their own race, but you guys should all recheck your numbers because something's wrong. We didn't get this till late. And obviously, they're not addressing the main problem of what the complaint is. It's unconstitutional. The ballot is unconstitutional because it forces you to break the law. Made in 1978. And ignorance of the law doesn't excuse you of the law. Because I'm going to the CPA class. I'm going to be trained by the cops. We got vehicle training. We probably have arms training. Pikachu's Air Force vet. So I'm fine with all it. Very comfortable. If you give me the car, oh yes, let's practice like bad boys because I want to fishtail the bad guys. When I try to catch you, got to catch them on the tail and left or right and then hook them. Heck yeah. Crash dummies. I love this kind of stuff. But classes are long. I'm going to be there from 6 to almost 9:30. I invited my local legislators, the reps for Waipaku, the senators as well, and for the local districts, for Kalihi to come out. I would encourage you guys to help encourage the civilians who are willing to go to this class. 6.5 weeks probably is long. I don't think we get out till October. We got to go on Saturdays, Thursdays. Today's the first class, so it's going to be busy. I can't take pictures, can't take video inside, but you know I'll be taking pictures outside. I'm not sure who my classmates will be besides Rob Santillion. He's our #1 security guard at Kalihi Times. That's how I get all the intel about the people with samurai swords. Crazy. Yeah, I have a lightsaber, you know. Sometimes I have a flashlight. But these really people have real swords, real knives, real nuts. They do drugs in the bathroom. They do all, they smear shit. They smash it all over. If you're not watching them, they're going to do batu and stuff in the bathrooms. And that's right in Kalihi Times. Yes, it's bad, and the cops know. and we trespassed him. But I'll let Robert Santillan tell you all the more about that, because Kalihi has a different crime rate in crime zone. They're number 2 in crime. Waianae's still number 1. But homelessness, we're still number 1. Kalihi's number 2, but they have 3 shelters. And when the shelters can't take them out, or they do crazy mainland stuff, they start moving everywhere. Then they end up in Waimanalo. Waimanalo's number 3. We couldn't have the meeting yesterday because I talked to Auntie Blanche, and she's going to reschedule till September 8th. Because every time I start putting videos of other things, I get massive hate. So I'm going to transmute that hate from Naruto and make it the Will of Fire and Shinku Hadouken. Because some people can't take it when you Hadouken back. Sonny Boo. Well, Chihu, we're going to close out because now I have to download this video again and then send it to Olelo TV, YouTube, because we caught him. We know we caught him. So call your people up, verify the numbers on the final report so you can do your math again, because they lied to us. And we caught them in the act. So they're going to have right now they're definitely scrambling, because I know why they changed the numbers, why they added another lawyer. See, they give me their addresses. I'm like, wow, Cord, you give me all the lawyers' addresses? Queens, like who? Straight Pearl City. Oh, so Aaron Schlauner. So he's in Pearl City. So these are the lawyers that are going against me. So I got a Jungmin Lee, Korean. 안녕하세요. 감사합니다. You're in Queens. So this is definitely the same law firm. He started at Rando Nishiyama. 日本人じゃろ? どうする? 何やってんの? Nietzsche, Poland. Not sure where that from. But you all speak English. But Pikachu speaks Olelo Hawai'i, Japanese, Chinese, Korean. I can pick up other stuff as well. I can speak a little French. I can speak a little Russian. And you're supposed to be speaking all Hawaiian. Are you guys all fully certified and qualified in Olelo Hawai'i? You guys passed the Duolingo test? Can you guys tell me today's date? All you lawyers here who are going to watch my video later, can you tell me today's date in Hawaiian? I can give you the calendar at Walmart. Can you even count? For example, if you can't say 2020, even though it's 2026, I want to teach you something easy to remember, because the kids watch my video too. If these 4 lawyers with their massive degrees, I'm not putting that down, because I'm Hawaiian. It's an OHA race. Kanaka Maoli in Keaupunio Kovaipan in the Hawaiian Kingdom. Do any of these oppositions speak Olelo Hawai'i, my language, and the language of state of Hawaii, Hawaiian Kingdom, and yes as well, because in Hawaii we recognize 2 languages. Tommy Waters, the chair, knows this, and the Supreme Court is messing with him as well. So if you're going to give me 4 lawyers, I'm going to ask for 4 translators. Well, we don't need an English one. I'm going to ask for a Japanese translator, a Korean translator, and a Hawaiian translator. Olelo Hawai'i. And the answer, if you can't say 2020, that means how are you qualified? It's Iwa Kalua, Iwa Kalua. That's how you say 2020 in Hawaiian. Why am I asking this? Because can you do math? Most people only learn how to count to 10. Ekahi, elua, ekolu, eha, elima, eono, ehiku, evalu, eva, umi. Now say 11. Can you say 12? So how would you say $100 bill, right? We didn't have, dollars cheating. I'm giving you the answer away. There's no bill. But how would you say 100? How would you do the math? Yeah, say this number in Olelo Hawai'i. No, you cannot go, yo ni go. No. Say 425. Rando Nishiyama. Can you say 425 in Hawaiian? Can you say 425? 500. See, the point of the conversation is we have 4 attorneys against little old me. And we're going to keep on filing electronically. So they're probably going to send something today. They're probably going to watch this video. And I already have a counter, and I use AI to counter your 4 points. Will I file a memorandum in opposition like I have prepared right there? Yes. I can sit it in 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and it's done. I can keep on doing this every day. Because if you're going to counter, I'm going to counter back. I'm counting your 4 things, and I'm saying it to the world, to the public, because when I did this, I thought we were good to go with 1 time. But apparently, the numbers on your report, which is attached here, says report 3. And that's not true, because you just put out the report, the final report, last night. But the number is not correct. You did not give it to the public, the candidates, on 8/14, like you said. Office of Elections. See, you did not give it away this day, right here. And my team caught it last night when we're discussing the lawsuit. And I had to update it. They go, hey, Pikachu, check. I'm like, check what, bro? He goes, look. All right, I'll just go back, because I'm not going to file it now. And this is when we filed our paperwork. This is at the 6 o'clock time. I was going above, yeah. 6:45. So I can tell you, by 6:45 last night, it did come out. but it did not come out on 8/14 to the public. It never came out to the public. And that's how I know they're scrambling now. And nothing I said is wrong, because I'm just quoting the law that you guys taught me. Remember, I'm trained by the Air Force, also Donald Trump, Trump University, Robert Kiyosaki. Pikachu is smart. I'm Akamai. Just because I don't have the glasses on doesn't mean I can't think. Love you guys. So, of course, you'll be hearing from me. I'll be with the cops being trained. I'll be meeting Chief David Lazar again. I don't know, whoop-de-doo. He's going to come to Hawai'i on August 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. I'd already sent him an email. And I'm not going to the commissioners meeting at 2. I invite all of you guys. Don't just come to Hawai'i from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock and complain to the chief. Email them. They have an email, police commissioners. Go to the meetings twice a month. It's today, 2 o'clock. I got class 5:30. Got to be all the classmates going to be there till 9. I got to do this every goddamn week. And sometimes there's 2 weeks. It's very burden. I got to go from Hawai'i all the way downtown. We don't get back to 9:30. Then I catch the bus back. Every single class. Yes, it's hard work. Are we getting paid? Hell no. Do I want to be a cop? Hell no. But we're going to get trained with the chief, with the cops, with other citizens, and Pikachu's going to rally people, and we're going to figure out our own way, because I'm here to take down human traffickers, drug smugglers, and all you crazy SOBs who think, oh, it shouldn't matter. Why try? Why apply? Well, the words you say aren't inspiring to me or the future generations. I mean, you think your kids and grandchildren want to be politicians? You think they want to write bills all day and answer your emails to be senator and a rep? No kid wants that. Look at the blank votes.